Hello and welcome to the morning meeting, Building Jomboy Media. My name is Jimmy. Matty is here as well. We are in the owner suite studio in the warehouse. Jake and I playing a little, just getting like a bullpen session in. Not a full game. We're not filming anything. I haven't pitched a blitz ball since I threw that pitch to Rourke. And we got Captain's League blitz ball coming up in like 3 weeks or so. So we're not filming anything, but we decided let's work out of the warehouse. Bullpen session, doing morning today, then we're going to play a little, then I got a meeting at noon, and then I got a lot of breakdown audio to record and things you missed audio to record, and I should be sweaty for those. So it's the morning meeting. If you have listened before, thank you very much for coming back. If it's your first time clicking on one of these podcast episodes, thank you for taking the dive. What we're going to do is talk about the company a little bit, some topics that have been happening around the company, and then be answering a ton of questions that you guys asked at the back end of the show. So if you have questions in the future, leave them in the YouTube video. We will go through those, answer as many as we can. It's brought to you by Factor, and here we go. Sipping my coffee. How you doing, Matty?
Good.
Is there a camera on you?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, that little guy.
Yeah, little guy.
Nice. Nice. Are you just doing, did you go to the event yesterday?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Good.
Checked in everybody, saw a few familiar faces, so shout out to those people. Yeah, it was a really good event. I was happy at how it turned out. I helped with Jeopardy a little at the end. It was good.
It was Jolly hosted a trivia event at Downtown Social. We sold it out, so it was a packed crowd. It was the same place we had the Boone interview in the off season. Jake and I and BBD couldn't go because it was the same night as the Talking Yanks record, kind of lined up perfectly, especially with the Yankees game going double extra innings, so we couldn't even stop by afterwards. So that was a bit of a bummer. But I've heard it went great. Very happy for Jolly. He seemed to be like nice and reflective on his train ride home. A nice tweet, which you have to be. Like, you have to take it in and be like, that was really cool. So, yeah, proud of everyone there. That seems like a fun time. And I'm jealous I missed it.
It was a lot of fun. Just seeing how crowded that room got and the energy just so high. So much energy in not the biggest of spaces. It was awesome to see.
And if you are West Coast and you want to attend an event of the same caliber, Baseball Today is having an event out west. So Trevor, Rose, they'll be at the Boomtown Brewery before the Padres and Dodgers game on Friday, April 12th. Did we do Boomtown Brewery when we were in LA for the All-Star game? Is that the one we did? Where I beat everyone in ping pong for 2 hours straight?
Yeah.
I had best venue, like if I had splits on ping pong. I was playing out of my mind because if I lost, I would have had to do like 2 hours of Q&A. So instead, it was ping pong time. So VIP tickets are already sold out. Bummer if you guys wanted that. General admission tickets are still available. Starts at 5 p.m. The free Dodger Stadium Express shuttle is also within walking distance to the venue if you're going to the game after. Okay, cool. Tickets can be purchased at shop.jomboymedia.com. Can't wait to see you there. All right, so that event is happening. What topic do you like here on... I got some bullet points for you. We Got Ice video. We Got Ice 2 video popped off. Yep. And they're making some like changes. Those guys are always chasing and changing and found some success recently. The opening day stream analytics you have on here, did it go well? I haven't checked in on these analytics. It went well from our end.
Yeah. No, it went well. I figured that we could do a deepish dive or light deep dive when we could crack into it and just see if anything comes off the page. And then otherwise, we'll talk about JM Gaming, some new plans there, and a few other stops. But you want to start with the We Got Ice video? Yeah.
So they've had We Got Ice 2 for a little bit because, you know, you need to diversify channels. You know, Ryan Cohen, who's joined and has been working with us and sitting in, like, the main floor, and he asks a question like, why do people do second channels? Which I think if you're not in the world, you don't really get it. And we were like, because you get really like
stuck,
pigeonholed, or what's it called when it happens to an actor? They get typecast.
Yeah, yeah.
Like YouTube channels get typecast, and the algorithm is like, oh, no. This is a channel for these videos. We're not going to promote this video. You know, if Comedy Central, like, all of a sudden had a horror show that had no humor, the marketing team would be like, tough ass, guys.
Yeah.
It's not our audience. And that's kind of what happens. So if you want to diversify, if you want to be able to use a different part of your brain or gain a new audience that might like something else, you have to start a different channel. It's very common. A lot of people do it. They started doing like top 10 lists, and I think those were fun and did well, but I know they're always looking and chasing numbers. Zoe has Swamp Donkey Radio, which is doing well, but it's a much different ask than like a YouTube shorter form. So they did Safer Out, where they dressed up as umpires and then just tried to guess the call. And it's edited very much like their videos where they're going against each other, which is like really key for a lot of videos because there's an ending there. Someone wins, someone loses, and the at home can play along. It's a really, really smart concept for a video. And I think they're going to do a lot more of those style there. But how many? It got 200K?
Well over, I believe. The video is on, as we speak, 246K.
Nice.
I mean, the second most popular video on that channel is on 20K. So to see a channel that had 7,000 subscribers at time of release pop at 246 is really cool.
Yeah, and it's 12 minutes, so it's very much kind of like taking what they know they do well and then using it there. So then Swamp Donkey Radio is going to its own YouTube channel.
Yep.
Which is good. I talked to Zoe when he started it, and same with Wake and Jake or Morning. It kind of needs to be its own thing, and with longer form podcasts that have audio only and video, and you just have to give it more time. You just have to, and there will be more ebbs and flows than like finding a consistency. Like for us on this show, we've had episodes that are really good, and then tapering off, and it's really topic. Like for us, we can't manipulate the conversation because we're just talking about what's happening in the company. And sometimes there's something that's broader and people are very interested in. Other times it's the people that really just like being with us and behind the scenes. So,
yep.
But that's good news. And I like the way they think where they're always chasing and reacting, and they're like creators in that sense. I was talking to, I think my brother Luke, about the semantics of like a creator, personality, and a host. And they are like, if you deep dive, like 3 different things.
Oh, I was saying 2. What was the third word you added?
Personality.
Oh, personality.
Host and a creator.
Okay. So define each of those.
I think creator, they're doing the editing too. They're coming up with concepts. They're chasing trends, always tinkering. Like I identify as a creator more than anything else. I think Jack and Zoe would probably identify as the same. Definitely Jack. Jolly, I think.
Yeah, Jack, Zoe, definitely both.
Then there's, a host. They're still creating content, being on shows, but Jake is a great host. He can sit, he can talk sports. He can talk about anything. He always says that. I can talk. Like, come on, I got opinions. I'll share them. And then personality is more so in our world. They appear. They're not the A mic or the B mic on any show, but they're hilarious when they join and they come and go, and they're a good third, and they're a good face in the trivias and around the office and all that. And it's a little very semantical. I think in the end we're all creators and we're all creating content and in content, but a little different of like how we go about it. Where like I think Jack and I are pretty similar. We're like, we like the editing, we like the developing, coming up with an idea and seeing it through. And that's very much like, I identify as a creator more than anything, which is why like that most recent Talking Baseball video, the Jimmy's 3 Things, and like all the comments and like there's Reddit threads and comments saying like, this is what Jimmy does best. And it's like, that is where I feel like I am most useful as a someone that's creating content for baseball fans. Instead of like the series recaps, I feel a little out of my element where Jake and Trev like crush those, and I just feel like I want to go so deep into the weaves that it would take me like 6 hours to like prep for that show. So it's an interesting little. What do you think about everything I just said?
No, I think that's all fair. Definitely in the walls of Jomboy Media, we all are identifying as creators and want to be able to have everybody in that world of like creating new concepts. And I think regardless of how much of a creator you want to be, that everybody inside of our walls is doing a little bit of that, coming up with the concepts, whether or not they're editing it or not. There's definitely a little bit of that throughout everyone. But yeah, no, I think that's a good way of breaking it down and easier to digest and think about and everything like that.
Yeah, I think they're different skill sets too.
For sure, for sure. You mentioned your video about the Mets.
Yeah.
You posted that on the main channel, which I thought was cool. Like 20 minutes on the main channel, and it's performing well.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find ways to promote Talking Baseball, and other channels. And I thought I put a lot of work into it, and I thought it was of interest. I knew it wasn't going to be like 1 million views on the main channel, because it needs to be something that people that don't care about baseball can understand and follow. And like, you know, a funny lip reading or an ejection or scandal of some sort, like that goes past the baseball crowd. That's what does best on that channel, keeping it a little more accessible. This is a little less accessible, 22 minutes of deep dive into a part of the game that no one really talks about. But I knew that there's still baseball fans on the channel, and it's a good way to promote Talking Baseball and like, hey, I'm going to be doing these 3 things every Tuesday. So I didn't know it was going to be 20 minutes long. Like when I sat down to record Jimmy's 3 things, I was like, I knew I was going to take that topic and put it on the main as a promotion, but I didn't know I was going to do 22 minutes on it, because that whole show is supposed to be like 25 minutes long. So it was a little long.
Yeah.
But up until the night before, I didn't have the part where all the Mets do it. Like I just had McNeil and Reese. I had it fully prepped, and I was going to record it that night, actually. That was my plan. Record it Tuesday night after the Yankees and Diamondbacks game ends. And then I was watching the Mets game because the Yankees were on at night, and I saw Lindor run through the bag, and I heard Keith Hernandez say that. And then that added the whole second part of the video where I had to get like all this other footage and collect it. So then it got longer on me, like at the very end.
Yeah.
So, but some people were like, do this more. I'm like, well, it's hard to find this shit, but I do like doing that and deep diving, and I will be doing it more. It's actually going to be, there's an announcement involving Jimmy's 3 things coming up next week or 10 days from now.
Yeah, we're two morning meetings from now will be an exciting episode.
Yeah.
I went to look at the watch time graph on that compared to the rest, and it was like, you know, what a normal YouTube looks like, and 70% at the 30-second mark. So I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Like, it seems like it probably performed the same way that a normal breakdown. No. Normal breakdowns are crazy. I don't know if I've ever looked at these.
No,
it's
yeah.
90% at 30 seconds, and then it's a flat line almost.
Yeah, normal breakdowns have, that's why they're good. They have retention. But I edit them very tightly. I keep it moving. Like it's all, and this is different.
I mean, if you go look at the Jeff McNeil, like the breakdown of that, that's one of the crazier YouTube charts I've ever seen. Obviously, we're talking about a 3-minute video, but that is a flat line from 30 seconds on.
I can screenshot it and send it to Rob too. Let's see. Engagement.
No, overview.
Oh, but engagement has it too. Oh. They have a better screenshot area. Yeah. At the very end of the video for McNeil, it's 74%. Watch the full thing. But it got demonetized or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get views, right? It got limited. It got age restricted because of all the fuck yous. So it's going to flatline at views, which sucks.
Yep.
I'll send that. I'll Slack that chart to Rob so we can put it on the screen for everyone. Yeah, but you can even see the typical shadow underneath it of what breakdowns usually are. They're usually, that one didn't have a DraftKings read at the end,
right?
So they stayed to the very end.
Yeah.
That's usually what they are, which is why they're successful and why I edit them like every second leads to the next and matters and all that.
No, it's a
when
perfect
I can
formula. Yeah. Do you know how soon this got age restricted? I mean, was this charting for 600,000 views and got stopped? I mean, we could probably see that too.
It got age restricted after like after the next day or the second day or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like about 1 day in, it kind of starts going flat.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, age restricted means it's only going to be fed. It just means that basically it boils down to YouTube's not going to promote it. The only way it's going to get views is if you go to the channel and you click like a playlist and watch it in there, or you specifically search the video. It's not going to promote it to people that might like it because of that. So it really kills a video. And I don't know why. It just fuck yous. There's no other violence or anything in there.
I'm shocked by this one. The other ones where there's a fight, I somewhat understand, but still, they're playing the fight on TV. This one is more surprising.
The fights are crazy. Like, one point they were doing it on hockey fights, and we were like, this is a sanctioned fight.
Yeah.
Which one got age restricted last year?
Jose Ramirez, Tim Anderson.
Yes, and that absolutely sucked.
It's the biggest event of the MLB season.
Because like that video should be 1 million on YouTube.
Yes.
Easily. And it's not. It's at 440K, and it just totally plateaued. Mm-hmm. You can see where it plateaued.
Yeah.
After like 3 days. Like it's, yeah. And then, oh my God, it just got, huh. Okay, I don't want to see this. Let me see custom. It got uploaded on August 7th. So let's go August 14th, when people would probably stop searching it, to now. And it's gotten 80,000 views. So that's just got to be playlist views. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I asked when I went to the YouTube conference, I asked their like age restriction copyright guy specifically about that video as an example. I was like, why? Like, this was something that's shown on TV. It's not like they're cutting away on TV. They let it play. But on YouTube, it gets completely destroyed. And he was like, yeah, I agree. Like, it kind of sucks, but that's like the way it is, was basically his answer, which stinks.
Does stink. I'm going to find a comparison here. This is a bit of a deep dive, but let me see. I want to find a comparison. This was August. What did I say? August
7th and then 14th.
Yeah. Because maybe we're wrong. Okay, I'm going to find this one. This one was August 9th, and it was Boone impersonating an umpire, unless there's another one around that area I can find. No, so Boone impersonates an umpire. Let me go see this. It was published August 9th, so I'm going to give it to, what's...
16th.
August 16th to now. And then traffic source. So they're basically the same time period. One got age restricted, one didn't. The Boone video in that time period, 2 weeks after until now, on the suggested videos and browse features, so YouTube promoting it, it got 21,000 views from suggested videos, from YouTube suggesting it, and it got 50,000 views from the browse features. The age-restricted one in that time period, it got 99 views from suggested, so that's 20K different, basically.
Yes.
And then from browse, it got 3,000. So it got 3,800 views from browse and suggested, and the Boone one got 80,000?
Yeah.
80,000. And this one, if it would have been better than the Boone one, because it was a better video. So it gets all its views from channel pages, so going to our channel, searching for it, and YouTube search. That's where it gets all of it, and it's not a lot. So yeah, it really kills the video. So that Nimmo and Reese fighting is dead. Like, that won't get, it'd take a year for that to get 80K more views or whatever.
Yeah, it's gone.
Bummer. And the Jose Ramirez one, we sold the ad that I put on there as we got paid for every view it got.
Oh, yeah.
So like every now and then a company will pay us not for like a set amount of views. Usually you tell them we can guarantee you this, and then if we go over it by a lot, that's just extra that the company gets. Mm-hmm. And if we go under it, there would be a make good, but you don't want to do that because then you're giving away free inventory later on. So you got to be very safe with your guarantee. So a lot of times our companies get, because we go over it, because 4 out of 5 will go over usually. So that one, when it got age restricted, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
But on Twitter and Facebook, it got us to, there's the threshold. It was like 1.5 million cap, and we hit that. But on YouTube, we didn't, which I was bummed about. So I had to pin it to my Twitter for a while.
That makes sense.
Because it's the first 30 days, which you sell on. Anyway, yeah, that was, yeah.
And that was deep diving.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them about Farmer's Dog as we dive into JM Gaming stuff next?
Just gave my dog's Farmer's Dog the other day. Every day, more dog people and more vets are quitting the kibble, kicking the cans, and feeding their dogs dog food that's actually food. At Farmer's Dog is frozen food that comes for your dog, big box. They look like almost like gold bricks of frozen food, but not gold, but like kind of that's what I imagine when you see like Italian Job. It's like a brick.
A what?
The Italian Job, the gold in that.
Right.
When it's like stacked in the boxes, that's how it.
Right.
Like when I'm taking the Farmer's Dog out of the box and putting it in the freezer, I feel like I'm stacking gold bricks.
Yeah.
And my dogs enjoy it a lot, and it's healthy, and it comes right to your door. It's got the dog's name on it, so they can read it. They know it's theirs. They know it's for them. So help keep your dog healthy and playing ball with 50% off your first box at farmersdog.com/morningmeeting. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to farmersdog.com/morningmeeting to get 50% off.
Yeah, the Farmer's Dog that's in the office that has Noodle's name on it is in the like communal drawer in the fridge, and so I saw stuff in
freezer,
there.
I think.
I don't know, but
maybe fridge.
So I got excited. I said, "Oh, there's something in here. Let me see." Cheese stick sometimes in there. Dog food.
You could have ate it.
Could have.
It's healthy.
It's definitely healthy for a human. I opted for an Oreo, but could have eaten it.
Have you seen the video of my niece and my daughter?
I don't think I saw that one.
Have you heard me talk about it?
I don't think so.
So my sister had a baby, her first baby. I got to show people this. I hope my sister doesn't mind. No, she posted video, pictures of her baby. It's insane.
Okay.
I got to show the camera, so I'll walk up. I don't know how much leash I have. And then we'll get back on topic. I know this is an aside, and I'm not supposed to do too many asides, and we just did a long one. And I don't know why this just came to mind.
You could take the headset off.
This is wild. Is this a mobile studio? Talking Yanks, I went on my ball halfway through the episode yesterday, and I liked it so much. I hate chairs. I think I'm out on chairs. Did you see the Easter episode of Talking Yanks where I was on a rocking chair the whole time?
Yeah.
I loved it. I Googled like office rocking chairs. They don't really exist. Okay. Got to see this video. My sister sent me a video of her daughter, and I was like, that's my daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, focus.
Oh, it's so blown out.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Go closer.
I don't think it's going to autofocus at any point. Bummer.
Wow. I mean, we could put it in later.
I guess so. Look. That is my sister's daughter.
Yep. Oh.
And that is Claire.
Oh, I mean, it didn't change. Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Very.
Kind of like scary.
Yeah.
Same baby. Congrats to my sister and her husband.
Congrats for those.
I called them on the ride over today because it's 6 a.m. their time. I was like, they got a newborn. They're fucking awake. I'll chat and say hi. They were sleeping. So I probably like ruined their window of sleep. Jake's here.
Jake is here.
All right, let's rip through some topics and then some questions.
Yeah. Speaking of Jake, let's talk JM Gaming. He's been on there before. JM Gaming, can you tell everybody the thought process of we're going to try to hit some benchmarks, what the plans are moving forward, getting on a routine schedule there?
Yeah, we just had a meeting with Shelfie and Joe's, Jake, you, and I. And basically taking kind of what we did for a warehouse in 2023, where we just had a schedule. We didn't know what each video was going to be, but we had a schedule of like, we're going to do 4 tournaments. They're going to come out 1 a quarter. And then every week, every Thursday, no matter what, we have to release a video to keep the channel active. So we just called them like training sessions, and it was up to us to come up with what that training session was. And like we would make a giant list of them and then plug and play, or like, you know, change day up because there's something there. So we built that. We're building that. So there's going to be tournaments every quarter or so. One a quarter, is that the plan? Of baseball games?
One a month.
One a month? Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then weekly do MLB The Show challenges or old video game challenges, and as well as original shorts. So just kind of like, we've always been like, go, do, try. And some people love the freedom there. Like Jolly in the trivia. Like we weren't really part of that. We had to rein it in or help like streamline it a little, but he just ran with the freedom, like enjoyed it. And I think on the Gamin channel, with Shelby coming in now, it really helps have like structure. Be like, hey, be here, record these, let's do it. Let's find out what works. We're not going to do X until we get to 25K subscribers. We're not going to do Y until we get to 50K subscribers. Like kind of benchmarks to let them know we need to hit some goals here before we keep going. And they're all in. They get it. And I think it's just nice to have those conversations and organize the effort. So I'm excited about that. Because Joe said he thinks it can be bigger than the Warehouse Games channel.
He might have said that 5 times in the meeting.
But he's right. Like, Ken.
Ceiling.
The Warehouse Games doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Major League Football exists, and they're really good, and they're fun, and they've been doing it forever, but it's not a lot of people. There's a lot of successful gaming channels in the world.
Sure.
So, someone's coming in the game next week, right?
Yeah. Number one MLB The Show guy. I mean, we could release it to our dedicated community members here. It's Kreiner. He's won the past 3 MLB The Show World Series that occur. They host every year. So,
damn.
Yeah. He said, I want Joe's. So, I think he's going to kick Joe's ass.
He's going to play blindfolded? Just off sound alone?
Sound alone, yeah.
Let's look at the opening day analytics real quick, just because we did mention that, and then we can...
Yeah. It's really just we had a good, even distribution of returning and unique viewers. That was like 50-50 on people that came back to the stream, but we had 25 or 20... Yeah, 29,000, almost 30,000 unique people came and watched the stream at some point during the day, which is really cool.
That's good. And the Yankees portion, obviously, like if you look at the chart, because we got a good game and a good ending.
Sure.
Spiked up to 3,000 people in there. Mm-hmm. Talking Yanks episode 1 had like 3,800 people, the first recap of the Astros.
Yeah.
And we carried 2,800 people the whole episode, hour and a half, Talking Yanks episode. Kind of insane.
Yep. No, yeah, it was good.
It's good. It's fun. I like doing those. I like having all the TVs on, seeing all the games. Yeah. Quick notes. My personal, Ryan, is with us, and he is helping Jake and I on our personal stuff. And I've been we've been very structured in attacking and learning. Like the first 2 weeks, we just had him work on like one part of the job. And then next week, and that was taking like old breakdowns, finding good moments and putting them out. And scheduling 2 weeks down the road. So then the next 2 weeks should be scheduled, and then next week we're going to work on a different part of the job, like covering in live time, like more like vlog style stuff or Q&A stuff on Instagram or whatever. And then eventually we're going to, now let's like how we can tackle Jake, how we can tackle Trev, and then keep going. But Instagram is like you have to feed the beast. So we've just been feeding it, and it's at 60,000 subscribers when we started, and we're at 90 right now.
Yeah, it's like a week and a half, yeah.
He started on Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was Monday.
But we didn't post till Wednesday. I had him just clip for 2 days to get the hang of it and all that. And it is fun because, like, Nikki's doing this. We got Isis doing this. A lot of people on Instagram are doing this. Just keep it going. And a lot of these old clips, even I've found myself being like, oh, yeah. Watch it. I saw one, like all the comments are just like enjoying him. I saw one comment like, why are you posting these old clips? And someone responded like, because we're enjoying them. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. So, and then I'm going to still do some like, personal stuff, James hitting, playing catch, all that. But no, it's been good. I'm excited to see what we can do and what works and what doesn't and all different facets, TikTok, Instagram, got to build it all up. been fun. We're going to go to opening day. He's going to come with us and like vlog style for socials on that. The other thing I wanted to address just quickly was we had a lot of people in the comments and everywhere like upset because when Trevor Bauer pitched against the Yankees for the team in Mexico, we covered it as if it was just any other game, like, and he was pitching and starting, and we cover every single Yankees game. And then there's people that hate us on Twitter, and they just will always hate us, and they'll use anything that happens to say we're awful. And then there's other people that are that are reasonable, and they're like, guys. And I said to the social team, I said, hey, if we had discussed this beforehand, I would have said, just treat it like any other game. Like our hands are a little tied. Like we cover the Yankees games in depth every fucking time. And I don't know, we can't just ignore it and not cover it. And then the next day I told them like, it didn't really feel good, like I think in the future we could have not like so blatantly just like not talked about it, but maybe skirted more, just like not be part of what's happening. Like I was bummed when I found out he was starting this, and I was like, I don't want to be part of this. So I know some people were kind of upset that we covered it. Like there's a phrase they're using that is like one I haven't heard. I don't really get. And there's a ton of unreasonable people. But for all the reasonable people that like us and we're kind of bummed, I understand. And I think like we had a chat and we were like, yeah, I don't really want to be part of a rehabilitation tour, because that's what they keep saying. Oh, I haven't heard that. Yeah, I was like, you guys are helping his rehabilitation tour. And I was like, oh, okay, if that's what. So I just wanted to speak on it quickly and be like, yeah. That's what I said about like, someone said that about the Mets video too. They were like talking about people getting upset, like Mets fans. And I was like, well, I don't care about what unreasonable people think. And with the Mets video, the only people that were like mad were Mets fans and like shit talking or saying like, I'm just biased, I'm just hating. And I have still not read a reasonable counter to the video, like saying I'm wrong or like I shouldn't have posted it, which I did thorough research and I laid it out very thoroughly and publicly and gave you the link to find all the videos. But I think sometimes everyone that lives in social media needs to be like, you can't care what unreasonable people say. And that's the majority of like people that respond to controversies. Yeah. But then you'll see a nugget where someone's like, I like you guys, and you're like, okay, like you have to take those seriously, especially if it's a name and they are around and do like you. So it's kind of where I've, like if it's an anonymous name and a picture of a player, I just literally hit ignore before I even read the tweet. Yep. No, and I think that, we have reasonable Mets fans around us in the office. Well, yeah, I showed all of them first and checked. I was like, what is this? Yep. Dude, Nimmo runs hard when he gets walked. He sprints to first after a walk, but he's not sprinting to second on a double play ball. Yeah. That's bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Yeah, the image of them just running, like they're literally changing the path of their run to go outside to the right. Yeah. To the base. Yeah, it's weird. Very weird. Before we get to the factor insight of the week, let's answer half of these questions and then we'll come back around to factor. All right, let's punch in so I can read this. First question, Matthew Cross had asked, with your schedule being so jam-packed since Jomboy Media has grown, do you feel your love for sports has dropped or become more of a job, or is it all grown like with your coverage of cricket? Like Yankees has been the same. I don't think it's wavered in any way. I still am a fan and get upset when they lose and have irrational thoughts, positive and negative. I don't know if that could ever be beaten out of me. And then, no, I actually think it's grown with like things you missed and cricket and finding new sports and all that. I was never really like a diehard football or basketball fan. Like I only watched baseball. I watch March Madness and playoffs and like golf championships. So like if there was like a spectacle of an event, I'll always tune in no matter the sport. So Little League World Series, I love. But I've definitely like added more of those to my slate. Like college softball World Series, I really enjoy now. Like I really followed it last year. And obviously I've added, like, enjoy following cricket now. Just kind of timeliness of being able to watch games. During the season, I watch every Yankees game. Kind of leaves out a lot of other room. When Jake and I had to do the prep sheet for the Talkin' Baseball series recap episodes ourselves, that was a job. That was like the most homework I ever had to do, the most studying I ever had to do. So that was like, yeah, those shows are when it feels like a job for me, because it doesn't come natural for me. I don't follow the league in stats and standings, where I think some people do. I just follow big stories and big topics and overarching things. It's not how it works. And then when I don't follow stats and standings, and then people get very upset, how could you not know this? And I'm like, well, I don't know, man. I don't watch those games. Like Yankees, I know all the stats and standings and stuff, but for around the league, I'm just chasing storylines and like human stuff or streaks or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I don't know the Marlins, well, right now they haven't won, record, or they're like how their third pitcher is doing. That's not how I watch. That's not how I've ever followed the league. So when on the recap episodes, when I would have to do that, that was the only time I was like, I'm really studying here, you know? But you can ask other like radio hosts, like Passon knows every stat.
Right.
You know, because that's how he follows. That's how he gets his information. He reads box. Like, I'd never read a box score for a non-Yankees game in my life before doing Talkin' Baseball. Never.
Right.
I would never open my phone in like 2017 and be like, let me read the box scores around the league. But I think other people do that and they enjoy it, which is just many different ways to watch sports. So I'd say those recap episodes were the most job sports fan.
That makes sense. Some of the trivia people last night are definitely reading box scores. It was impressive to see the ref guess buzz-ins. I mean, the thing would flash up, boom, buzz in.
Yeah, I can't. All Jolly's trivias that are stats of individual players, I suck at. But if it's like, hey, this guy played for all these teams in this order, I can do that. Or this is the infield, and every team they played on that one. What team is this? All the team they played prior. Like, I know that because that's kind of just general storylines, not box score.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, oh, wow, buddy, 718 said, what about creating a clip-specific channel? A lot of big channels seem to do that.
We've done that. It doesn't, it's fine, but it doesn't help the main channel. And the channels that do that are outliers, where their main channel is already at millions and millions of viewers and doing really well. And then it's secondary. We need to build up our main channels. So like we have a breakdown shorts channels, our second channel to get to 100K, but all those subscribers it got could have just been feeding to the main channel. We didn't really understand that at the time. It's good that we have both, but, and actually it wouldn't have, I don't think actually, because same content, the same channel. But the clips help grow the channel. So if you put them on a different channel, they don't help grow the channel.
Yeah, I think clips channels, unless you're the top 0.1% of YouTube creators.
Is what everyone compares YouTubers to.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Clips channels were something that really popped off 4-ish years ago. Before shorts. And now everybody uploads shorts. I saw a funny comment on a bigger YouTuber that said he was looking back on his shorts, and a lot of the comments on the first short he ever posted were, did you mean to upload this to this channel? Like, this is for your clips channel. And he was like, that's so funny that now, like, it's just become accepted of shorts, whereas before people were like, do not upload this to your main channel.
Yeah. There's a guy that listens to Morning that just hates shorts.
Yeah, I did see that.
But I think he thinks of them, maybe he hates the format of them, just the endless swiping, which is bad. You have to limit yourself and understand that.
Have to.
But I fall in the YouTube shorts rabbit hole all the time. Like, I enjoy, when I find a good one, I enjoy the format of it. Quick hitters and like fun games. Like if you play it right. And we've been doing our initiative and have a lot coming out right now. And they've been fun. Like they've been showcasing personalities in a different way.
Yeah.
It's original content, but it's easier and different. So I like it.
I really enjoyed watching Rob's naming the celebrities. The way that like flowed was a lot of fun.
Nigel Morris.
He's a British businessman. All right, we had 2 comments about Jomboy Media Entertainment. Robert asked, would you ever bring back Codenames? It was one of my favorite series. And then repeat listener, appreciate you, Seth, asked, how come you guys stopped trying the more mainstream Mr. Beast-ish type stuff on JME?
We were just spread too thin without it being someone's main job and main role. And I think I got something in my throat. Trying to put, like, Matty has a fun plan for JME, but it's basically like, we need to tackle X, X, and X before we can even do this. And stop. Should I use my German fighter pilot?
Yeah, sure.
To watch Masters of the Air, so it's on the mind.
Yeah.
It works. It's just anti-American. If
you're a true patriot, skip to the next timestamp.
German fighter pilots, World War II, they would all aim at the same plane. And they would, like, take out that plane, and then they would all aim to the next plane. And if they were just like, everyone just shoot, they would just probably, like, ding a bunch of planes, but never take one down quickly because you need everyone aiming at the same target. It's what I've been saying about, like, the company. Like, we've been spread out for too long, too many people aiming at too many different targets. We still have a lot of targets active right now, but we can't add any more until we, like, get Talking Yanks to 100K subscribers. Like, let's all focus on that. Let's do this. It helps out so much with sales, with who we are, with growing it and all that. Like, okay, great. And then we found a formula that works. Let's leave it in BBD and Andrew and Max's hands so they now have, like, all this knowledge that everyone helped gain. And then the whole group sway. All right, let's get JM Gaming to 50K or whatever it is. Okay, now we understand how the algorithm works there. Everyone pitched in. Okay, now let's move. And then when we kind of, like, get to a place where we feel like, okay, everything that's already established and going has been somewhat tackled. Now let's do what you want to do in JM Entertainment, which is bringing back, like, games and fun and tournaments and stuff like that. So there's a plan for it. We just we have to get a little more narrow-sighted and not so spread out. I think it was good that for a couple of years we did spread out because we learned, like, hey, Warehouse worked. We found that formula. JM Baseball Trivia, like, we found that. We found a lot of successful stuff. Now let's help gaming. Let's help football. Let's help JJTV, Talking Yanks. Let's figure out how to get all these past 100K before we go even start a new one.
For sure. Yep. Yeah, JM Entertainment will be coming back the same way that Factor will be coming back to our mouths. Jimmy, tell them about Factor.
Factor is good. I like Factor. It's stress-free eating. Oh, I like that. Stress-free eat this spring with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. I want to get Factor at the warehouse, actually, because I've been not eating lunch when I come here.
Yeah.
Because we can order food, but then it's kind of unhealthy food.
Expensive.
And it's expensive because you have to pay delivery, and it kind of, like, bogs me down for, like, playing games and stuff. So Jake and I, everyone breaks for lunch, and Jake and I are kind of like, I'll have a snack and then keep going.
Me
you too? You're on the no lunch of the warehouse gang?
Yeah, I mean, I packed a sandwich today, but if I don't bring it, I'm not getting lunch.
I did for a while. I'd always order, but then I, like, recently, like, last 10 times or so, 5 times, I've been like, nah. Yep. So, yeah, I should get some for the warehouse because I would eat them here. Sounds like you would too.
Yep.
So head to factorymeals.com/morejohnboy50 and use code morejohnboy50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. That's code morejohnboy50 at factorymeals.com/morejohnboy50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. Wow. That's new. Gourmet meals, tons of different varieties, 60 add-ons. Have fun.
Our Factor insight of the week comes from Daniel Elliott. Daniel says, glad to see a long-awaited walk-in for the intro. Thank you. His question, how is the deli counter ticket system going?
Deli counter ticket system, for anyone who doesn't know, we have our 7 values that the company's values, and we have a sign when you get off the elevator to the office of which value we're focusing on this month. And then there's a deli counter ticket. And if someone, coworker, exemplifies that value, you pull a tab, vote for them, tell why, or you don't have to tell why, but you vote for them. And at the end of the month, we see who exemplified that value the best, and they get a gift card. And Noah won last month, which was no department wins alone. Noah does clips for a lot of our shows and helps out with content, with obviously socials, tons of different, just everything. Kind of a quiet assassin.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, hilarious at piecing together those clips.
Yeah.
So it's gone well. This month is be first or be first, be the best,
or be both,
or be both. Which is how the internet works. Because you don't have to be the best if you're first.
Yep.
That's how the merch world works. Like if you're the first, don't be awful.
No.
But first to market is still pretty important. Where like that Jimmy's Three Things, I was getting a little antsy because that happened. The original thing happened Thursday, and I didn't put that video out till next Tuesday.
Yep.
Or it happened Friday, actually. It happened Friday. I put the breakdown out Friday, but I didn't put the video out Tuesday, and I was like, this is a long time. This story might be dead. And I was like, but then I was like, it's okay. This is going to be the best version of this story. I don't even know if anyone else is going to be put this out. But the original video, the breakdown, I could have done, like last year, I would have done the deep dive that I did, and I would have included it in the main breakdown, which would have taken me 5 days, and then I would put it out as a breakdown, which I kind of did because I repurposed it. And I'm trying to go back to older strategy of like, let me just keep this breakdown of the 4 minutes on the field. Let me talk about it and not extrapolate. Like some of the comments on the breakdown were like, hey, like you should have looked into the past and all that. I'm like, I will, but I'm going to do it in a different form because I just want this to be the first. I want to get it out right away. So that happened Friday. I got that out Friday night.
Yep.
So that's this month's mantra. Be first, or be the best, or be both. It's possible to do both.
It is possible to do both. We have 2 more questions, and then we'll get out of here.
There is an urgency to the internet, though.
There is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why all the reporters are sending out a bunch of stuff that they only know half-baked when MLB free
that
agents.
Rangers brawl happened yesterday. And I would have loved to be first, but I was so tired, and we did Talking Yanks at night, and then we're at the warehouse today, and we're going opening day. So now if I do it, I'm like, I gotta have fun with this. I gotta be good at it.
Yep.
It's actually like 4 breakdowns that I have edited that I'm a little late on. After we play, I'm gonna do the audio for them, but
that's all right. MLB's hot in the streets. People will be excited. Jake Ward said, as a fellow business owner, how did you decide early on when and how much to pay a founder's a salary? Not asking for any numbers, but curious what factors go into those decisions.
Shout out factor.
Shout out factor.
Well, for the first couple of years, Jake and I, we paid ourselves, whatever it is, $500, $200 a month. Forget, it was just like $12,000 a year for the first year or two. And then in 2019, we started making some money, and we had a partner help like divvy out what our salary should be. I don't even know how we came to that conclusion. And then then there was a board. And Jake and I advocated, and the board had to approve. And then when we got the investment from CAA, the board expanded. They came on the board. There's like a compensation committee, which removes like Jake and I, so we're not part of. So we're separate, because that's awkward. Yep. And then mine had to get signed off by CAA. And it was a long negotiation. Because when they came on, it was, it was salary, years, amount, bonus structure, equity. It was like we had to navigate all of that. And I had to get like a personal lawyer that then had to we had to go against kind of the company lawyer and then the lawyer from CAA, NEA. That was like kind of a whole thing where I had to negotiate for my salary. And then I just renegotiated, signed a new one recently that I proposed. Because I changed it because I had fought for this, like a big lift every year. And then I said, I don't want that anymore. I want to stay exactly where I'm at, and I want the company to grow, and I don't want to hinder it in any way. So just add 2 more years, but flatline, so I don't get any raises. So then that just happened this offseason. And at the same time, Jake did his deal with the compensation committee, which I don't know how that went down or what happened there. So That's what happened.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good transparency. Last question of the ep, the most important question of the ep. Kyle Briscoe asked on Twitter, what were your cousin's horse trophies for?
Yeah, I just asked him. I texted him before the show because I saw this. I said, are those horse trophies in your old bedroom? Are those for debate? Because I know he was on the debate team. And he said, yes, LOL. I said, why a horse? And he said, school mascot. So that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Should text him and say, thought maybe you had a double life as an equestrian. Kind of funny. This is the only time we've texted where it hasn't been happy birthday, thanks, happy birthday, thanks, happy birthday, thanks. Like 3 years running if I go back.
Yeah. Those are good texts when you send the happy birthday and you continue the said tradition.
Yeah.
You have like 10 of those people.
Yeah, I love my cousin. I have one cousin, my aunt sent a text happy birthday, and then 2 seconds later, I get from both my cousins. It's just
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you told him.
Right.
I don't care. That's how I'm not knocking. I am part of that as well. It's just funny that that's how we work as a society.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out Andrew Allen. He got me and Katie gifts for Claire.
He's the best.
He's got the sweetest parents, and then he abides.
He's sweet.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andrew.
All right, that's the episode. I'm going to go throw blitz balls for the first time ever, and probably my arm will be falling off my body tomorrow. Got to try and take it easy, but I won't. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Bye, Rob!